yet another Deuce Build on the channel. Will this one ever get finished? Like the rest, we don't know. We started the diesel Deuce. Well, first started the poor man side by side. That was Lonnie's. He rode it a while, piece of crap. Then we switched over to the diesel Deuce. Gave up on it when we did SEMA, and then never touched it again. Then I was like, oh, I don't want the diesel on this frame. Gave it to Lonnie. Got it half done. Quit on it. Now we're starting an all new one, fresh slate, baby. But you probably remember this. We built this on the channel. Put it on the channel a couple weeks ago. It's been built for a while. But this is like the ultimate swing arm suspension for a go-kart with a Build 670. So this is for a guy named Jeff in Oregon. Hey, Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
It escalated from literally an engine to an engine with a swing arm to then a Build 670 instead of a 440 and a swing arm. It just keeps, that's the way it always happens. It just keeps escalating. Now we're shipping him a vehicle to Oregon. So this is a Deuce. For those that don't know, Deuce was the first side-by-side made by Manco. It was built to fit in the bed of a truck, a long bed truck. It'll fit in it with the tailgate shut. It's really well built. It was built in Chicago. It's all 1/8 inch thick steel and mostly 1 inch. It's got some 1 1/4 mixed in, but they're really good chassis, and it kind of was like a Volkswagen front end, the J-arm, trailing arm front ends. So what we're going to do today is we got to cut some stuff off the back to fit that behemoth. It looks so mean with the tires on it finally. It looked like a tractor. Lonnie's over there. He's grounded. He ain't allowed to talk right now.
I did a bad thing.
But we're going to merge that puppy onto this frame. We talked about semi-independent in the past, so we're not going to go into it. But it's what we call semi-independent. Swing arm can move like this. So it hooks up factory right here. And the only problem with that, if we just had this little stub, then that means we're not going to get a lot of travel at our axle. So if we move this location to about here and cut some of these bars out so it has a little room to pass up, then 2 inches here is like 8 or 9 inches back there. We've ordered him Polaris seats. We've got electric power steering. We're doing double A-arm front suspension. This will basically be a full all-out build. We got to bust Heine and get this done so we can jump on Lonnie's, get it done, because we want to see you at Turkey Bay in October. Go to our website. There's a flyer on there about our meetup. Lonnie's going to be there, whether he gets a divorce or whatever. He's going to be there. We're going to be camping there over the weekend. We're going to ride all day Friday and Saturday. So read the description. You can bring anything there. Kids can ride. It's super awesome place. We
Bring your
ride
helmets.
the creek. Huh?
Bring your helmets.
Yeah, bring helmets. Bring some cameras. You know, anything you want. We're going to do some giveaways on engines and stuff like we always do to get back to you guys. But it's going to be an awesome time because we're camping there. We didn't last time. You guys will be able to hang out by the campfire with us, shoot the bull, feed us food. You know? But seriously though, we hope to see you out there. There's plenty of time to get your crap together. Tell your boss I'm hitting the road on October 19th, right?
18th.
18th.
And
And I
19th.
ain't coming back to the 20th.
You'll be late.
Yeah. You need to buy a very expensive truck and trailer to help me out.
Okay.
Be a team player. But so we're going to start off by cutting this lower portion off and just see what happens.
And this add-on bar.
Yeah. Woo! Break that off, actually.
Real
Okay.
nice. Real nice.
You can grind those later. This feels like a old time. We got the whole crew out here. And it keeps getting bigger. That's why.
Jesus.
Guys, we're going to take a real quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's video, and that is Metal Rescue. Metal Rescue comes in a gel or a liquid, and this stuff will eat through the rust on your tools as well as antiques. Anything you got laying around the shop that you don't want rust on, use Metal Rescue. So this right here is the gel. You basically put about an 1/8 inch coating on whatever you're trying to get the rust off of. You brush it right on there and then wrap it in something like saran wrap. And what that is going to do is help it from drying out. Leave it for several hours, come back and simply wipe off the rust. You don't have to sand, you don't have to get dust all in your shop. This stuff is super nice, especially if you're refurbishing things or restoring some antiques. Stuff is super handy. You can also get it in the 5-gallon buckets, more of a liquid form. Completely safe to get on your skin. It's not gonna be hazardous to you. This stuff is awesome. You can dip the parts in the liquid, leave it overnight, come back, pull it out, and all that rust will be dissolved off there. So make sure to check out the links in the video description for Metal Rescue. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. We're gonna start using this stuff all the time, especially on those intricate parts where it's hard to sand in the nooks and crannies. This stuff will eat it right out of there without any elbow grease. So thank you, Metal Rescue. Will it break? Will it break?
Nope.
Ah. Too short. See, look at everything's an 1/8 inch thick. That's why these are, if you can pick one of these up for a decent price, do it. Don't think about it, just do it. You know how many vehicles we gotta get ready for Turkey Bay?
Are you talking to the camera or me?
Both. Both of them. A lot.
Why?
I'm an idiot and I always try to do too much. It's kind of one of my secret traits.
Overachiever.
Very demure.
Very mindful.
I'm very mindful. Lonnie needs his buggy running. I need a buggy or two. We need a spare for sure. So $999 will be there. You gonna let Grayson drive around? Yes. Okay.
Not on the
So-
tools.
So Grayson's buggy, which is small, 3 mini bikes, 4 mini bikes. I have 4 of them, so I'm bringing all 4. 4 will fit, 3 will fit across the front of my trailer, maybe 4. Then I can have 2 buggies, maybe 3 on the back. Then your car tows the camper. And I'll have to buy a shocker hitch.
It's the highway, or like the interstate the whole way though, right?
Yeah, it should be fine. Shame to think his parents don't even love him. Like they're not. I'm kidding, I love Lonnie. I'll kiss him right now if you want me to. I'll kiss him. I'm gonna kiss him right now on the mouth.
You won't.
Lonnie,
Well.
I told the camera I'd kiss you. I love you so much.
Well.
Get over here. Get over here and pucker up, boy.
Yes, sir.
I didn't want it all clean.
Ah, gosh. What are we gonna do now? It's all weldable.
Go outside, dirty it up, bring it back in. I was saying how many vehicles I have to get ready for the meetup.
Oh yeah.
We got our 4 mini box. Them things are always just ready to rip.
And if my Deuce isn't ready, I'll be on the mini bike the whole time.
You watch your mouth. We're not gonna have that kind of mind. We're gonna say the Deuce will be ready.
I am gonna be realistic though.
I'm gonna do this for you.
Lonnie, being stressed out is Greg's favorite state of mind.
And if I don't pay you, I can gift you in things. There's that.
Yeah, but if you don't pay me.
Lonnie, we're friends. Friends come first before money. He's like, I just think they're trying to exploit me.
This seems like.
Free labor exploitation. I'm gonna call the Deuce man, because
Figure out
why
what
try
purpose.
to do something dumb when he's already done did it? Just see if he cut the bars out, have him shoot me a little on his Samsung Galaxy 2. Come in looking like, what is that, a loaf of bread or a buggy? So he's gonna cut that out. Then I gotta design some
Design flaws.
that.
Got it.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood, won't you be my
What are we
neighbor?
doing?
So I thought I had another set of these trailer wheel hubs in stock. I normally buy them 2 or 3 to build these spindles. These are the spindles that we're going to be selling here soon. These are Miata, really nice too, rusted real nice. These are Miata rotors that I open up the inside. We get these laser cut and we use trailer wheel bearing assemblies. I thought I had another set to build a new set of spindles, so we're going to steal the 999s because we don't have any time to wait. We have to build the front end first on this Deuce, then we can mount the back. So Lonnie's going to steal these off of the 999 so we can reuse them, and we'll just build a new set for the 999. Down to not perfect. All right, so we got all of our tubes notched. This is a 65-degree bend. These are ultra short A-arms. It's just the way the front end of a Deuce is, which is just going to limit your amount of travel you're going to have. So we've already got them pre-notched and fitted. You basically just line them all up. This one could be shortened a hair bit, but it's okay. There we go. So that's basically our A-arm design. We'll put a crossbar in here because this will be the lower. The upper will be 1 3/8 inches shorter than this one. We could even make this one the upper and extend the, extend the lower a little bit longer, but we'll see. Okay.
Right there.
This is 40 thousandths of thickness. Those cardboard cutouts. Really, you could run 40 or 80 thousandths of them just to give extra clearance, but we didn't. Why? Ask me.
Why?
Please don't ask me. Now those hold those tabs where we need them. Let me snug these up a little bit. I leave them a little bit looser so they don't. I like them to draw out, if anything. Damn.
Sorry.
These spindles work on any build that you want to do. You will have to add your own steering link because I'm not doing it. But we will have to adjust out these heim joints to get our wheel alignment right because every frame's not exactly true. We had to move the bottom one out about 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, which is perfectly fine. That's why you have all this adjustment is for stuff like that. Even though our jig was square, doesn't mean the frame is square because we're using the existing frame. And these was custom made by QS Components, and they are linked in the video description. So it's a 3/4 to 3/8. Most time you can only get 3/4 to 1/2 inch. So he custom made those hogs for us. So we have our travel go about to there on down, on up and go about there. You want it to stop right before, you can see how it changes caster. So that'll be absolute drop. And then that'll be absolute. But we'll have plenty of travel. We got air shocks coming that's 8.5 inches of travel. So we'll drop them down in this lower A-arm and they'll come up here and we'll have to build shock hoops the only way. We'll get about 6 to 7 inches here. So we'll have 8 to 10 inches of wheel travel-ish when we're done. You don't want to stop the suspension travel with your shock. So we'll stop the shock travel at like 7 inches and put a limiting strap that'll jerk on it instead of the shock when you get maximum droop. Alright, so we added this bar here. We're going to be using a Polaris Razor 1000 steering rack. I know we're using it the opposite direction. It's supposed to be flipped this way, but that would be if we're turning it from in front of the spindle. We're turning it from behind, so we need to rotate it. What we're going to do is add a Heim joint to this. When this is dead, half of its travel, add a Heim joint to match the pivot of these two A-arms. That's where we'll mount it, so we can make an extension off this side and put a carrier bushing right here to support that extension. It all has to be removable. So we added these two bars in here from where we cut out this center bar and cut those out, and that's going to allow that swing arm to travel in there. I mean, would this be better with independent? It definitely would, but we've already built all this for him because this was supposed to go on a Yerf dog, and it escalated to him getting a chassis and us mounting it. So he's going to get a running vehicle, but it won't be done basically. And we got this big arm here. That's the connection point, because the longer you make that, the more travel you can get in the rear. So we will have to build like a little tunnel, not much of one, so that bar can move up in there. So unfortunately, because this is such a hoss of a swing arm, this is massive, we're going to have to cut the back off this, the entire back. So Lonnie's going to take and just cut across the frame, cut those off, and the two on each side, so it's 6 cuts, and that whole back portion will come off, and we can just build a whole new back portion on there that's about a foot longer. A Deuce is a real short vehicle for a side-by-side, honestly, which is nice for certain things, not nice for other things. So it'll be more stable like this. Turning radius will suffer a little bit. Okay, now that we cut that out, we can get this knocked in place over this. We're going to put this right where the cage is bolted together. All right. So we added these hood bars so we have places for one, so this ain't just one big gaping hole. But we got most of our steering. Now we got to find out where our steering motor is going to be. It needs to be right in this area here. So we have these bars so we could go off these with brackets and stuff. So that's what we're going to figure out next. We're not going to do tie rods just yet. Guess why? I don't want to. We have to come up with some other brace because of course this isn't going to be enough. So we're probably going to come off with a straight piece off of this one, off the sidebar, and hold that. Looks good though. And kind of go off this tube as well. And now we should be able to tweak it. It looks like this needs to.
Yeah, I think because your legs are going this way, it feels more comfortable right there.
Natural. Okay.
Feels good, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
So when we get back, we can make a plate that slides over this. All right, so we jumped around a ton on this Deuce. We started with the rear, we bounce around to the front. Normally I like to get the front completely done so I can see how we want the back to set, and so that's why we jumped around. So I got all the front end done but one tie rod, and then we need to do the master cylinder for the brakes. We're using a Wheelwood master cylinder. We've used them on a bunch of buggies, and then we're using the Wheelwood calipers on these spindles that I put together, but the front end's looking pretty sick. So this is by far the best looking Deuce we've done. Really wish it had independent rear, but again, this kind of escalated over months and months. So I know there's a lot going on, but those shock hoops, shock towers made it look really good. This is the only spindle I don't have done, or tie rod I don't have done, and that's because I need to build that support arm that extends this side and then has a bushing right there, but this side is completely done. We have no bump steer, and should have a good probably around 8 inches to 10 inches of wheel travel, I think I measured. But the shock hoops look awesome. Now the shock body, this is at max droop. The suspension will never actually go down this far. We're getting limiting straps that'll keep that up 2 inches, because the limiting straps can stretch around 1.5 inches or so. So at the farthest droop, the shock is just kissing that frame. Actually, you can slide a piece of paper in between it. But the more the suspension squats, the more that pivots away from the frame. So that's not going to be an issue, because once the limiting strap is on, it'll not even be close to it. We got all of our steering arms done. These are just go-kart steering arms. This Super ATV electric rack does come with its own arms. So we had to do a super short buoy, which is no problem. It steers perfectly fine. We do need to fully weld everything up here, but those shock hoops, I think it added quite a bit to this Deuce. I like it a lot. So again, this is for a guy named Jeff out in Oregon. It escalated from an engine build to a swing arm build to a V-twin build on a swing arm. Then he started deciding that my swing arm was way too nice for a Yerf dog, and I told him that we had some Deuce frames. We have several Deuce frames outside. We have Lonnie's, and then we have two more, or maybe, yeah, we have two more, because this used to be one of mine. So you'll see a lot of Deuce content coming up, but we're going to start doing some crazier stuff on them. We're going to put a crotch rocket engine on one and start doing some wilder stuff and independent suspension and stuff like that. But let us know what you think about it in the comment section below. Let us know if you're going to be coming to our meetup at Turkey Bay. Make sure to go to rbgcarts.com to find that information. We would love to see you out there. We always have a blast. It's one of the best riding places I've ever been to, so I really hope to see you guys out there. But we want to know how many people's coming, so we know what to expect, because you don't ever know. That's the thing with these meetups. You don't know if 5 people's going to come or 100 people. We've had one meetup with 130, 40 people there. We've had one meetup that we had to cancel last minute and move to a different off-road park. Actually, it was the last Turkey Bay meetup. We scheduled it all to go up there, and Turkey Bay didn't let anybody know to the week of that they was building new bridges over the creeks, and they had the whole park closed. So we had to cancel it last minute, literally 4 days before the meetup, and switch over to a different off-road park. And we had like 10 people there because of it. Also, massive shout out to Blaster. That metal rescue does work. We've laid stuff out in the weather before and tried it out where we coated it to see, and it'll eat the rust off of it and protect it from rusting further. So make sure to check out all of Blaster products. They're linked in the video description as well. And thank you guys so much for supporting this channel and the growth we've had over the years. See you on the next one. Love you and God bless.